Hello everyone, welcome back to Business Central Musings. Today we start a new series on what's new in Business Central 2026 Wave 1. And in Business Central 2026 Wave 1 or version 28, Microsoft quietly is going to ship something that will change the way we can deploy analysis view. You can now export as JSON one analysis view. In Once you have the JSON, you can include that JSON in your package, in your extension, and push it back to BC through an AL extension, uh, which means that the analysis views now will be part of the code base. We can version control it, and we can deploy it across environments. So you can easily have um, an analysis view design in one environment, and you can deploy it to many customers, many tenants, for example. Um, in this video, I'm going to show that feature live, and then we're going to do something a bit different. We're going to export item ledger entries to Excel, and then we're going to look at what Copilot, but also what Claude can do to design analysis views for us. Then we're actually going to deploy the ones that we like through AL. Let's get into it. So let's start where we always start, with Microsoft documentation. We have here, if you search for Business Central 2026 release wave 1, you're going to get to this page, the change log. And under runtime version 17, you're going to find a few things about this analysis views. The core thing is this: analysis views can now be packaged and delivered as part of AL extensions for list pages, including extensions and customizations. This feature enables developers to create standardized data analysis views that can be easily distributed and used across different Business Central environments. To do so, use analysis mode in the web client to create and export your analysis views as an analysis.json file. Include the analysis JSON file in your AL extension. Add analysis view component within the analysis views section to your page, and to reference the analysis views definition. So we have an example here. We have a page. It's a list page. We have now a new section, analysis views, in the page, just like we had before, layout or modify. And we have an analysis view defined here. You give it a name, you point to where the JSON file is, the analysis JSON file is, and you caption it, and that's it. You push your extension, and then whenever you're gonna open my sales analysis page in view mode, in ad hoc analysis mode, you will see that analysis view as a new tab. Before I found this in the docs, I actually came across analysis views on Marcel Chabot website, blog site, and Marcel does a great job of covering new BC features early, and he had a solid write-up on this one, so I recommend reading his blog as well. But what I want to do today is go a little bit beyond that. I want to see how we can build something end to end. So let's go next, and let's open up our sandbox. And I created yesterday one sandbox, dev 28, and you can see here that we have version 28 preview here. And if we open it up and we go to, let's say, item list or items or ad hoc analysis mode, we can now, obviously this is the default generated analysis, but we have now under share export definition. You see now under the tab, under analysis one tab, under share, we have export definition. We see now the file analysis1.analysis.json file, and we can open it with Visual Studio Code. And this is analysis1 analysis.json. It consists of the name of the analysis, what is targeting, and then an array of column states. Each column has an ID, has a width, then if it's an aggregate function, if it's a row group, or if it's pivot. And if we keep going down, we can see pivot mode is false because it was not used. We have an array of filters and some dependencies if this page has dependencies. So, okay, well, the demo for today is going to be on the item ledger entries. So we go to item ledger entries page, and we switch to analysis mode. Let's enlarge it, and we already see here 3 tabs: item velocity, lot traceability, revenue by customer posting group. They have a lock, all of them have a lock. That means they have been deployed using what we're going to learn today, which is deploy AnalysisViews via AL. And if you want to see, for example, one of them, because as you can see right now, we don't have access to the panes here to filter the data or to design the view by grouping or by pivoting. So that's on a locked analysis view, you cannot change anything. But what we can do is we can duplicate. And if we duplicate, we get a new one, item velocity copy. And this one does have access to the 2 panes, to the analysis view filters and columns. And now we can continue, or we can fine tune whatever was pushed via AL. But if we, let's say we're starting from a brand new page, no analysis view mode done or generated. What we can do is we can export the data to Excel. And then under home, at the end here on the ribbon, we see 2 tabs. I installed, Copilot comes with Excel, but on the other hand, we also have Claude. Anthropic has a new add-in for Excel called Claude for Excel. And but let's see with Copilot what with data we have now on the screen, we have a hunch of how we can use it. But let's just see for our learning process of, for example, learning how to use Copilot within Excel. Let's send the prompt here. Given the item ledger entries output from Business Central, create reports, summaries, dashboards that could be used by inventory analyst. let's see. Copilot is installing a few needed packages, Python, to be able to make sense of the data in our Excel file. So it's coming up with a single page dashboard with key KPIs, 3 charts embedded, a KPI summary. So if we want this dashboard in our Excel file, we can push it there. Or if we want this one, which is monthly revenue and gross margin, but the idea is that please create a few JSON files for the, let's say, monthly trends, item sales, monthly trends, item sales, item purchases. Given the requirement that I want, he suggested that a monthly trends analysis would be useful. Also, the revenue versus cost, the item sales analysis is also could be of good use, and item purchase analysis. Given these three analysis, he Copilot suggested output three JSONs. My JSON folder, I'm going to replace or create a new file. Where I'm going to paste what Copilot did. Let's name it. Let's name the analysis JSON file just like was suggested by Copilot. And now, after we're done with the analysis JSON file, let's go here in item ledger entries and add a new. Actually, there is a snippet for analysis view. We can call it monthly trends. And let's name it it seemed like we still had an error, but I renamed the file exactly as in the analysis view here, and I'm reloading VS Code. So looks like the error is done, and we're going to compile. The error seems to be gone, and let's publish it without debugging. Let's navigate to item ledger entries. And if we switch to ad hoc analysis, we see now item velocity. Actually, we don't see it. We cannot publish it because This is used in multiple apps. Yes. Let's name it. Actually, let me uninstall the one I had before. Now let's push it again. Item ledger entries. So we've got now item velocity, lot traceability, revenue, monthly trends. Let's see what we've got here. Posting date. So yeah, so this is what it shows us monthly trends. It shows us by the posting date, item ledger entry posting date. It shows us the quantity, what happened on the 603. We had purchases. We purchased specific items, 1000 GRH, 1000, 1001, F100, and WDB 1000. And we can move to the next. And we again, we can see what happened. We have purchases again, and the quantities, and how much was invoiced, purchase invoiced, how much is left in the inventory, and so on. So yeah, that was good analysis suggested by Copilot. Let's move to the next one, maybe. Item sales analysis, top selling items, revenue, cost of goods sold, sales volume. And again, I assume that we can copy this JSON file. We can create a new, in our JSON folder, we can create a new analysis. We can add the analysis under analysis views and push it and see what it does. Now let's go back to Excel and open up a Claude instance. Claude required to update. We're going to log in Claude. And we're going to pass one prompt here. Working in Microsoft Dynamics 365 Business Central, the item ledger entry table has the following columns. I want to create an analysis views. These are pivot style views with rows, columns, and optional filters. Suggest 2 or 3 high value analysis views to inventory and cost analysis. For each one, specify row dimension, column dimension, filters, and explain why it is useful. This is a sample analysis.json file. For some reason, I didn't see the JSON file, but I really want him to see it. So what I'm gonna do, open with Notepad. This is the analysis.json file. So it seems to show that it created the item analysis, item profitability, but it's not downloadable. We cannot download it. So I'm asking for an output. Procurement cost and sales volume trend. Let's take this one, which is the first one is item profitability by customer posting group. Copy, and let's go to BC. Let's paste it in here and let's name it as the name says from as the name comes from code. And let's add a new entry here. Let's call it item prof by customer group. All is good now. Let's push. And we see now a new tab here, item profitability by customer group. Let's make a copy of it. And let's see what Claude suggested. Suggested to group by rows, to sum the quantity, sales amount, and cost amount, and to pivot by column, customer group code. And we have here, we can see here now the pivoting is by large, medium, and small. And we can see, for example, item 2000S, which is Sydney swivel chair green. We sold 101. Is there a filter here? I don't see a filter. Okay. The total amount in sale was, for sale was 19,000, and the total amount for cost of those 101 swivel chairs was almost 15,000. On the other hand, on the medium segment, medium size segment, we sold 9, and these are the numbers for the sales and costs. So large customers bought 101, medium size customers bought 9, and small size customers bought 4. That is the dimension 2. So on this tenant, on this company, customer group is a dimension. All right, the last thing I want to show you here is when we look at, for example, revenue by item, by item customer posting group, we see here we have, let's duplicate this, and you can see we have a field. There is no pivot, but this one shows a pivot. So the customer posting group, it should be under rows or under pivot, but it's not. So when we duplicated this one, we lost the pivot. We can still recover. It seems to be slow in loading related tables. Okay, we can add now, I can add columns from, and let's add the customer posting group from the customer table. We select the table, and then we can say customer posting customer card, and we can find it here, customer posting group. It should come up here, and then we can pivot. We can take this one and pivot here. And now we see the domestic, the customer posting group here. Of course, we could save this, share, export definition, and re-import it back. But this is already here, so we don't need to do that. But that's kind of the whole round trip from Business Central, from the UI, export your view, import it into your AL project, include that JSON analysis JSON into um, include the analysis view into your page. And one thing that's important here is that if by some reason you're renaming the file to and exclude the analysis, we go back here, item, we will get an error if the definition file must end with .analysis.json. So that's one thing that's distinguishing this type of JSON from all the other JSONs. I want to close with my channel. I had a lot of YouTube videos related to analysis mode or analysis view. I had in 2024, for the first time, I talked about data analysis as it was at that time. Then I introduced the Copilot. You know, Copilot can create analysis mode tabs. Then I have a video on using analysis mode with queries, and I introduced there the query that came from Microsoft for the fixed assets. The next video was on the query created by Microsoft for the projects module. Again, have a look at it, because it's not just the query results, but also how I created some data, because I didn't have any projects data and to analyze, and I created that. So if you're new to projects, you can use that video to get used to the overall life cycle of projects. And the last video on analysis mode view is how we can add to a page fields from related tables. Very cool. No code involved, just using UI, just like I showed you in the last 5 minutes. And that's it. This is this video is going to be the next one here. It's not yet published as of now, but it will be published in the next few minutes. Thank you for coming again on my YouTube channel, and please subscribe, and also you can subscribe to my blog. I am on my blog site now on esverland.com. When you first arrive to esverland.com, you just enter your email address. When you first come to my blog site, you can enter your email address and subscribe. Then you're going to get an email confirmation from my blog saying that you want to subscribe. Confirm, please. And everything I'm publishing, you're going to get a notification in your email with what I published. Thank you again, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.